Facts, not memories. That's how you investigate. I know. It's what I used to do. Look, memory can change the shape of a room. It can change the color of a car. And memories can be distorted. They're just an interpretation. They're not a record. And they're irrelevant if you have the facts.
Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is filling in gaps in your vision. It's smoothing over inconsistencies. It's deciding what you notice and what you ignore. And here's the uncomfortable part. You have no way of knowing what it's hiding from you. 3 films, 3 different directors, one terrifying question that connects them all. Christopher Nolan's Memento from 2000, Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island from 2010, and Nolan again with Inception, also 2010. On the surface, these films couldn't be more different. A neo-noir revenge thriller told backwards, a gothic mystery on a fog-drenched island, and a heist movie that takes place inside dreams within dreams. But, watched as a trilogy, something else emerges. Each film asks the same fundamental question. Can you trust your own mind to tell you what's real? And together, they trace an arc that goes from horror to something that might actually be hope. Memento gives us Leonard Shelby, a man hunting his wife's killer. Simple enough. Except Leonard has anterograde amnesia. He can't form new memories. Every few minutes, his slate wipes clean. So he builds an external memory, Polaroid photos, notes, tattoos covering his body, permanent reminders of facts he can't afford to forget. Nolan's masterstroke is the structure. The film runs backwards chronologically. You experience Leonard's condition firsthand. You arrive in scenes not knowing how you got there. You piece together context from fragments, just like he does. And here's what makes it genuinely unsettling. As the film progresses, you start to realize that Leonard's system, his careful documentation, his logic, his evidence, might not be leading him toward truth. It might be leading him toward a truth he wants. Memento suggests something chilling, that when we lose access to our own memories, we don't become blank slates, we become authors. We write ourselves into whatever story serves us best. The mind doesn't just fail to record reality, it actively edits it. If Memento shows us what happens when memory breaks, Shutter Island shows us what happens when the mind doesn't want to remember. U.S. Marshal Teddy Daniels arrives at Ashcliffe Hospital, a facility for the criminally insane on a remote island. He's investigating a disappearance. A patient has vanished from a locked room. Scorsese builds dread the old-fashioned way, through atmosphere, through glances that linger a beat too long, through the growing sense that everyone on this island knows something Teddy doesn't. But here's the shift from Memento. Leonard's condition is biological. Teddy's is psychological. His mind isn't damaged by injury. It's damaged by trauma. And trauma, the film suggests, can make the mind build entire architectures of denial. What makes Shutter Island so devastating isn't its twist. It's the question the twist forces you to ask. Which is crueler, the unbearable truth or the elaborate lie that protects you from it? Memento terrifies us with the fragility of identity. Shutter Island asks whether that fragility might be a mercy. And then we get Inception, and everything changes. Dom Cobb is an extractor, someone who enters people's dreams to steal secrets. But the job in Inception is different. Instead of stealing an idea, he needs to plant one, Inception. And to do it, he needs to go deeper than anyone's gone before. Dreams within dreams within dreams. If Memento gave us a mind that deceives itself by accident, and Shutter Island gave us a mind that deceives itself for protection, Inception gives us minds that deceive by design. And here's the philosophical leap. In this world, you can build realities indistinguishable from waking life. You can spend what feels like decades in a dream. You can lose track of which level you're on. Cobb carries a totem, a spinning top that tells him whether he's dreaming or awake. But the film's final image is famously ambiguous. The top spins. We never see it fall. And that ambiguity is the point. Inception suggests that maybe the question, is this real, isn't the right question at all. Maybe the question is, does this feel real enough to matter? So here's what this trilogy gives us. Memento shows us the mind as an unreliable narrator, editing, fabricating, serving its own needs. It's horror at the foundation level. You can't trust your own memories. Shutter Island goes deeper. The mind doesn't just fail to record accurately, it actively constructs false realities to protect itself from trauma. You can't trust your own perceptions. And Inception completes the arc, because if reality can be manufactured, if the dream and the waking world become indistinguishable, then maybe certainty itself is what we need to let go of. Watched separately, these are three great thrillers about unstable minds. Watched together, there's something more. A meditation on what we actually mean by reality. A suggestion that maybe consciousness itself is an act of construction. And a strange comfort. If we're all building our realities anyway, then maybe the question isn't whether they're true. Maybe the question is whether they're good. Now, if you want to stay in this headspace a while longer, and I mean really stay, I have to mention Dark, the German series that ran 3 seasons starting in 2017. On the surface, it's about a missing child in a small town, but Dark becomes something else entirely, a meditation on time, causality, and whether reality is a loop you're trapped inside, or a loop you're choosing. It requires patience. It rewards it tenfold. And it asks the same question this trilogy asks, just with time instead of memory as its weapon. That's the Unreliable Mind trilogy. 3 films that don't just question what's real, they question whether real is even the right standard. If this reframed any of these films for you, hit subscribe. We do this every week, finding the unofficial trilogies that directors never intended, but that say something together they couldn't say alone. Next week, we're looking at how love is a strange place for one to lose themselves. Until then, trust your perceptions. Or don't.